Hello, welcome back. I am decluttering a space. Seems to be my theme this year. It's pretty messy. It's kind of been a dumping ground. I've been avoiding this space. Not as bad as the other space I've been avoiding. This isn't the area that I'm working on, but I'm hoping this will be a small one-off declutter that I can do to clear up this space and make it better. I mean, that's the goal of decluttering. So I have about, hour and a half before I have to pick kids up. I'd like to finish before that so that I don't have to try to navigate the mess while they're here. So this is technically in my kitchen. It's the same flooring as the kitchen. It's kind of a side area. And I have my dehydrator and my canner on a little shelf. And everything just turned to chaos because I've been decluttering other areas and I didn't have anywhere to go with stuff. I don't even know what to say about this area. It looks awful. It was awful. I don't know if you guys can relate to this at all, but when I'm cleaning something, there's always this phase that, I refer to as the tornado phase, when everything is chaos and it's basically like you're cleaning the spaces, but then all the extra junk, you're just kind of piling up in places. So even though the space is becoming cleaner, it looks awful. It literally looks like there was a natural disaster, but it's awful. So this was the tornado phase. This Lego table, it's really big. It's huge. Like, I saw it online and it was at a thrift store and they posted it on their website. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. And there's storage underneath. And when I got there to pick it up, I left right away. I'm like, I need to have this Lego table in my life. My kids love Legos. This is perfect. I got there and I was like, oh crap, this is huge. And I called my husband and I'm like, do we want this? This is huge. And he's like, yeah, that's awesome. Just get it. I'm like, okay. So I had to have somebody load it for me, which is totally not my style. I usually just, heave-ho it up into my van. And this thing, it's just huge. It's huge. Okay. The kids do like it. It does house all their Legos. It currently has puzzles in it too, which I need to declutter, whatever. That doesn't matter. But I didn't realize that the space that it would take up was not space that I have. And it just gets shuffled around and whatever. And it's big and cumbersome. So anyways, I think when I did my living room, that table was behind the chairs in the corner. And the living room was the first space that I did. And it's been shoved in here since I did the living room. But it was definitely a couple of months that this table was just kind of hanging out in this space. And then flat surfaces collect clutter. And everything's been getting junked up. And it's just awful. So that was a thing that I kind of went back and forth with, was, do I keep this table or should I get rid of it? We did end up keeping it. I did find a place for it now and I really like it and it totally works in the space I have it in. But at this point of the filming of this video, I was like, maybe we should just get rid of it because I don't have a spot for it. But the other problem I had was I don't have a spot for my appliances. So I've got this really beautiful open concept house where the kitchen and the dining room and the living room, it's kind of all one big area, and it is divided. It's separated so you can clearly see where the different rooms are, but it's all one big open area. So because of that, I don't have a lot of cabinets. I don't have excess wall space. There's not a ton of room to hang pictures. It's kind of like a long house. And so it just, I don't have that nice corner cabinet kind of thing with the Lazy Susan. And I do have a little corner pantry, which sounds really nice and I'm grateful for it. And my sister always gives me the side eye when I complain about my pantry because she doesn't have one. That's okay. But, I like that I have it, but it's so tiny and it's who did you build this for? Because it certainly wasn't a big family. It was probably a couple and one kid or something like that. So it's just kind of everything was put in here to be beautiful, not very functional. And I feel like my kitchen is not super functional and the way that the living room set up is not super functional. and you can't really arrange furniture in better ways because the room itself is kind of strangely set up. I don't know, it's kind of a little gripe that I have about it. Anywho, so I don't have a place to put my appliances. I can't put them in the pantry because we put our food in there, and I can't put them in the cabinets because that's where our dishes go. So what I did, I don't remember how long ago I did it. It's probably been a year or so. I had these black racks, and they used to house my son's toys when he was littler. And since then, we've kind of rehomed his toys and downsized things and, got different places to store his toys that was a little nicer than a big metal rack. And we decided to take that rack and put it in the garage, but like right inside the door. So when you open the door, there's a step that'll take you into the garage. And then right to the side is this black rack. And I was like, this will be perfect. I can put appliances on it and they're right there. No problem at all. And that worked for, I don't know, a hot minute, maybe 2. And after that, like my garage is chaos and it wasn't functional. And then if somebody couldn't reach the spot, they just throw the appliances on the floor. I also was storing like the cake pans out there and the waffle maker. Well, that's an appliance, but like little stuff like that. And they'd always be dusty. So every time I went to use them, I'd have to wash them. And that was a mild inconvenience, I guess. And it just wasn't the best setup. And then some of the stuff I can't even reach because if I'm standing on the stair, I can reach the top shelf, but then to get to the other side, I have to step down and then I'm too short and the whole thing just doesn't work. And so then I thought, okay, if I put a rack in here, I can put the appliances in here and then they're inside, they won't get as dusty and then I can reach them and whatever. And then I can downsize too, because I'll just put the appliances that I use regularly and everything that I don't bring in, I should reconsider because I clearly don't use it a lot, if that makes sense. So I did that. I shoved this rack up in this corner and it was fine. Like this was fine. It turned out fine. I was pretty happy with it. You'll see at the end that it does look really nice and I'm quite happy with it. So what's the issue? What am I complaining about? Well, we have animals and one cat in particular really likes this rack and she's so cute and she's like a little princess. And so I let her go up there and she gets her little treat once a week. We give her wet food and she jumps up onto this rack. Now, if I don't let her up onto this rack, the other cats attack her because they're mean. They're kind of little bastards. So I let her up there and they know they can't go up there. So how do you tell her no? She's my little baby. So then the stuff underneath there kind of gets dusty and gross. Plus it's on the bottom. So there's a lot of cat hair that kicks around and dogs are gross and it just doesn't stay clean like I thought it would from bringing it into the house, if that makes sense. It was getting pretty gross in the garage, but I have the same issue now where I still have to wash everything every time I use it. I can't wash it, put it away, and then it's ready to go for next time. So that's annoying. And then that dresser is fine. The little animal door, there's the door on the side of the dresser. I set that up as a little animal door, and that's great. That works really well. I'm really happy with that. But as far as the drawers, there's not enough space for my jars. Because of that, the jars are kind of getting piled up on top of that rack, and there's jars falling everywhere. I don't know where all these jars came from. I know I have a lot, but I don't know why suddenly they multiplied and now they're like falling all over my kitchen. So that isn't working great. And everything's just kind of a disaster again. And I don't feel like having the shelf, that gray shelf, pushed into the corner works because the stuff in the back corner, it's hard to get at. So you have to take everything out to get at the stuff in the back. It's just a lot of little inconveniences that's making me rethink doing this at all. And I think that I need to revisit this space and maybe come up with something else. I don't know. I don't want something that's like big and cumbersome and, looming in my kitchen. So I don't want to put like a big, huge cabinet in there or whatever. But I don't know what else to do. I don't know. Maybe I could get like containers to put the appliances in. Maybe I could make some of those like fabric covers that go on the appliances. Not really sure. And this dresser was my older son's and my little daughter's. And then did we use it for my little son? I feel like maybe we did. I can't remember. I'd have to ask my husband. He probably won't remember either. But I know we used it for my 2 middle kids. And so I wanted to keep it because it was kind of sentimental. But looking at it objectively, it's just a dresser and it's not really functioning for what I want. So I feel like maybe I should start looking for something else that's going to fit my needs better. Because this isn't really doing it for what I need. Plus, I feel like I should probably store my jars somewhere else. That probably makes more sense. I don't know. I just don't like to be inconvenienced, I suppose. Alright, I decided the sauces needed to come out, so I've got cat stuff up here. I know we have a few more things, so I've got space. Dog stuff down there. I gotta get his container for his greenies. And then this drawer is just all jars. This drawer is all accessories and like Joe. And then this drawer is for these little jars. These are for when I make yogurt. So I think overall I'm happy with that. It's very accessible, so it shouldn't get too disgusting. I need to find a new spot to put the sauce packets. Oh, maybe I could put them there. We'll see. So that black film on the window too, I feel like I should just address that. So we've got these big like patio door, and it's just one door. And if it was like double doors, that'd be cool, but it's just one door. And then there's this big window, which in theory lets in so much light, and it's probably really nice for the light aspect of it. But I knew I was going to be putting stuff in front of this because it takes up so much space, and we're kind of lacking on space. And I didn't want to have the stuff in front of the window and then trying to navigate the shade. And these are just like fabric shades, which they're kind of weird, and they're getting damaged, and the cats claw at them and the kids play with them, and I guess maybe just the one kid, the little one. But I really hate them anyways, and they don't even block out all the light, which is annoying. So they're just kind of ugly, and I don't know, you can't wash them. I mean, there's spots of like spaghetti sauce on them or whatever. I don't know how it got there, but I can't wash the things other than just spot cleaning. So they look gross, and I just wanted to be done with it. And I figured there's plenty of light in this house, and I'm going to cover that window up, and I don't care because, sometimes I just remember that it's my house and I'm an adult and I can make those decisions. So we did end up covering it. I got another 2 rolls of the black film. I covered the other half, and then I also got some black masking tape and I covered the seams because it was kind of showing. That wasn't the greatest fix. It didn't work quite how I wanted it to, but it's good enough, and it blocks it so that, if somebody does look in my window, because you can kind of see in from the houses in the back, at least it's not just a bunch of junk sitting there. So that's a little bit better. And then I did the same thing in my bedroom because it's the same kind of setup. And these doors suck anyways, man. They are leaking so bad and they're getting moldy around the edges and they don't seal. And it's just, we got to replace them, but they're like $1,000 a piece or more now. I don't even know, but at some point we're going to have to replace these doors and we don't have the time or the money right now. So for right now, we just got to make it the best we can. And that's the best I could do was order some black film and pretend like the rest of the problems don't exist with those doors. So whatever. Overall, I was really happy with this whole redo of this corner. And even now, it's better than it was, but it's not as good as I wanted it to be. So, you know, if we bring this back around to the enlightenment you get from my videos when I declutter, sometimes you got to do it over and over again until you get it right. And that's just part of life. You got to see what works for you. It's trial and error. It's just the way it goes. So, I mean, whatever, you do what works. And if it doesn't work, you got to do it again. And that's just life. So I hope you feel enlightened. I don't know. It's like 2 a.m. Whatever, man. Okay, here it is. My hour-long project that turned into 2 days is done, except for that window. I think it looks pretty good. I'm not disappointed with it. Still got a few things to do, just like moving the canning jars and bringing the other stuff in here. But I think it looks pretty good. So now I got to get my praise. Baby, come here and tell me how great this looks. It looks like he's inspecting it so hard.
So clean and organized.
Yes.
When's the last time we can open these drawers?
Never.
Forgot we had so many jars.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Nice. Everything's functional now.
Yay. And I still got to keep my popcorn holder. Now he's going to expect the rest of the house to be done.